What's up, guys? Welcome back. And before I get into this next problem, I just want to congratulate you on making it this far. Guys, we're already on question number 6. All right, so you should be really proud for, persevering. All right, so this problem, I'm going to take a little bit longer explaining this one because I think it's a great opportunity to really think through the mathematics and kind of do a little bit of critical thinking here. All right, so let me get out my pointer here. All right, so all we have here is just this relationship. X is greater than y. We have our normal answer choices, and we have quantity A, which is x plus y, the absolute value, and quantity B, which is x minus y, the absolute value. All right, guys, now really quick, I think we need to get something out of the way. X plus y, this is not equal to the absolute value of x plus the absolute value of y. And similarly, x minus y is not equal to absolute value of x minus the absolute value of y, okay? Now you might be wondering, well, why is that the case? Why wouldn't it just be the same thing? So really, you kind of have to think about these absolute value signs as parentheses. So you always have to start inside first. So the sum, or in this case right here, the difference, we take the absolute value of the sum and then absolute value of the difference, not the internal contents, okay? All right, so we see here that it's x is greater than y. Now here's what the issue is. We don't know if y is positive or negative. Similarly, we don't know if x is positive or negative, right? They could both be negative, they could both be positive. X could be positive, y could be negative. We just don't know, okay? So we can try, a couple examples, but here, let's just say that x equals 0 and y equals 1, all right? So if we run that through here, we're going to get x, well, 0 plus 1, right? And here, I'll say this is A, right? And this is B. And then we'd have 0 minus 1, right? Absolute value. Okay. So we're going to get 1. And then we're going to get negative 1, right? Okay. So this actually checks out, right? We have 1 and 1. So these are equal, right? Okay. Now, here, let me go ahead and just erase this because it's kind of a mess, all right? Okay, so with that example, it works, right? Now, here's what the problem is. What if we try a different example? So let's say x is 2 and y is 1. Okay, so x equals 2, y equals 1. All right, so we'll have 2 plus 1. Sorry, again, this is A and this is B. And then we will have 2 minus 1. All right, so now we have 3, or sorry, excuse me, absolute value of 3, and now we have absolute value of 1, but 3 is not equal to 1, okay? So these are not the same thing, all right? So we don't know what these numbers are, but we at least know that for these different numbers, right, if we plug in 0 and 1, and then if we plug in 2 and 1, we're going to get different answers. So it can't be A, it can't be B. They're definitely not equal. So the answer is actually we don't have enough information, okay? So now one thing that I do just kind of want to talk about, and this is, we'll call this a bonus. You can skip this if you want, but this is just a little theorem here, and it's called the triangle theorem. So I'll say triangle theorem. All right, so the question is, what is the relationship between x plus y and then absolute value of x plus the absolute value of y? What is this relationship here? Okay, so what we can gather from the two examples that I just did, so we know that at the very least, this has to be greater. All right, so this is either going to be greater than or equal to, okay? And let me explain why. There can never be any negative numbers here, right? So if x is negative, and here, let me get this out again. If x is negative or if y is negative, the absolute value of this, right, is always going to be either less than or equal to the absolute value of them added together, okay? So for example, if this was, let's see here. Let me give you a quick example here. So if x was 2, right, and then y was negative 1, right? Oops, I'm sorry. Y is negative 1. What we're going to get here is that we have 2 plus 1, and then 2 minus 1, right? So 1 is less than or equal to 2 plus 1, which is 3. All right, so this checks out. This is just a little bonus thing, but just to think about, for every case, this has to be true. And then as a little assignment for yourself, what would it be if it was x minus y? What would that relationship be? So you can do it on your own if you want, but yeah, I just thought that's kind of cool. All right, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.